this video, we're going over the top 7 useless degrees. And let's start right now. What's up? I'm Brandon Young, entrepreneur and investor. On this channel, I teach you how to make, save, and invest money. So if you're new here, consider subscribing and don't forget to hit that bell so you don't miss a thing. So college degrees are one of those things that your parents beg you to go to college so you can make more money. But with these certain degrees, are you really wasting your time? So we're gonna be going over my choices of the top 7 useless degrees, in my opinion. Now, I did use a couple of factors that went into why I chose these degrees. The first one is the actual job market and the salary associated with that degree. Second one is unemployment rate and expected rate of decline. Third one is salary benefits compared to a high school student. And the last one is return on investment. Now, obviously, all these things are going to be a big factor when going into any type of degree. So let's start this list. Now, the first one that we have on this list is advertising and public relations. Now, there are so many digital marketers out there, so many people using Facebook ads, Instagram ads, all these different types of ads, and they're not going out to go get a 4 degree to do it. These are things that you can learn on your own these days. There's so many millionaires that are self-made. They've learned these things on their own. So the fact that people go and get a 4-year degree for advertising is pretty ridiculous. I mean, some people can get advertising jobs right out of high school. You don't really need a degree. I mean, you can go and get it, but I kind of render it useless a bit. Number 2 is anthropology or archaeology. Now, this is obviously a great thing to study. It's very interesting, but the bad thing about this subject is you don't really have a viable path unless you get a PhD. Now, if you do get a bachelor's degree in this, great, but you're gonna have a very hard time finding a job without any type of PhD in this field. I kindly recommend that you either go get the PhD if you're really interested in it, or try to avoid this path in general. Now, number 3 on this list is communications and mass media. Now, we're in 2020 where I feel mass media is starting to die. You know, television is starting to die. We're moving into more of the streaming. In terms of this, I feel like communication and mass media is dying in a sense, but it's also, I feel like, the age of entrepreneurship, so people aren't really seeking out television stations and being a part of shows. They're either starting their own shows, starting their own podcasts, starting their own YouTube channels, which does not need a degree whatsoever. Like I said before in the first one, social media has become more prevalent, and these are things that you don't really need a degree to be successful in it. So why get a 4-year degree, pay $50,000 to $60,000 when people who are 10 years old, 5 years old, 7 years old are becoming multi-millionaires just by being popular, being themselves? So don't really see a reason why to go to school for that. Next degree that is on this list is actually criminal justice, and a lot of people, they want to be police officers and stuff like that, and they go ahead, they go to college, they get a degree for it, but lo and behold, you do not need a degree to be a police officer. These are activities that you can do right out of high school. You pretty much just have to join into academy, pass academy, take a couple tests, and you're pretty much a police officer. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's more of a strenuous process to it, but I know that you don't need a college degree to be a police officer. Getting a criminal justice degree may help you learn the law a bit, make you a better police officer, but it isn't necessary to get started. Now, the next degree that we have on this list is philosophy. Now, school philosophy, it pretty much only focuses on theory, which is good for debates, but in real life, it's not really helpful. But In terms of philosophy itself, I mean, I can only count on probably one finger, maybe even 3 fingers, the amount of jobs you can get with a philosophy degree. And most of the jobs that are like really like one of those things that's miscellaneous, it's mostly you're gonna get a professor job or a teacher job teaching it to somebody else. I mean, in terms of philosophy, I don't know, maybe in the comment section below, could you tell me 3 to 4 jobs that you can get with a philosophy degree? I'm not taking any shots at it, I'm just kinda wanna know. So in terms of philosophy, in terms of a degree, if you're really trying to look for a job, I would stay away from this degree highly. Next degree on this list is theater arts. Now in terms of theater arts, you're learning the arts. But do you necessarily need a degree for it? My answer is no. To be an actor, to be in theater, you just need a little bit of talent. You need to go to audition, and obviously if you're good, you make the audition. You don't really necessarily need a degree for that. I mean, it could help you. I mean, there's classes that you can take. You don't necessarily need to go and be enrolled in a college class to learn how to act and be better. These are things that you can do on your own, doing small plays, doing things on the side. You don't necessarily need a degree for this. But if you want to go ahead and get a 4-year degree for theater arts, when you could pretty much start being an actor when you're a kid or do these things on your own, I mean, go for it. My recommendation is if you want to go into stage production, then you should probably go and get a degree for that, because stage production is something that you kind of need some background in it. You need to get a degree for that so you can learn, or you need to take classes for that. But in terms of theater arts, not necessarily. Now, next degree that we have on this list is fashion design. Now, people are gonna say, oh, well, I do fashion, I make my own designs, and I do this in the hopes that a major retailer will pick me up one day. Well, you know, we live in the age of social media where people 15 to 14 years old are starting their own brands. And let's face it, fashion designers, all these retailer stores, it's more so about the people that you know in these retail stores rather than you getting a degree and applying because somebody right out of high school with good networking, good contacts will get a job over somebody who has a 4-year degree. And this doesn't only apply to fashion design, this applies to almost every single job or every single opportunity in life. Most of the time, it's who you know rather than what you know. So in terms of fashion design, my best advice for you is to make sure you do the heck out of that portfolio. Make sure your portfolio is on point and just keep networking. Build a strong sheet of people that you know, a strong network, and you know, when you get your good portfolio, make sure that you show that off to them. Use those hopes to land a job. I wouldn't go to school for 4 years to get a degree in fashion design. You know, if I'm a good designer, why do I need a degree for it? Now that I think about it, there's so many useless degrees out there, but those are like my 7 that I find very useless, that I feel like there's no reason to go to college for it. I just feel like it's a waste of time. But let me know in the comment section below, do you think these are a waste of time? If not, why? Be sure to give me a like, go subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Peace.